industry is hard, period. It is. It's really, really hard to get in, to make a name for yourself. A lot of people want you to give a little something, you know what I'm saying, in order to get in where you can fit in. A lot of things it just seems like it's like one of the most like, this word is crazy, but honestly, it seems like the most hedonistic damn industry. There's always so much craziness going on. But the gag is, old habits die hard.
Are there any entertainers you can really trust? Lately, with all the celebrity takedowns that have happened over the years, I've been theorizing that the industry is full of sellouts, but at various degrees. There are straight up monsters, and then there's your average a-hole. And I believe industry success, no matter how small, always comes with a cost. So in my mind, there's no such thing as an innocent celebrity. Chances are they screwed over someone to get to where they're at, or work for major companies that do horrible things, or misuse their influence, pushing horrible agendas to their impressionable audience. I'm sure there's other things, but those are the common situations I keep seeing. So in a world where people are eating the rich and getting rid of idol worship, how do we implement that into our daily lives? Because it's really easy to cancel the entertainer who's being sued for horrible things or caught cases, but it's the well-meaning celebrities that are trickier to gauge. Even though I believe there's no such thing as an innocent celebrity, I still have my faves. There are a small number of entertainers who align with my values and whom I support, some of which are Coco Jones and Kiki Palmer. The main reason I find them endearing is because both Jones and Palmer have been vocal about their struggles and importance of maintaining personal standards in the industry, being clear about not wanting to sell out for success. However, the reality of sustaining success in the entertainment industry often requires some level of compromise, and lately I've been questioning if Jones and Palmer weakened their morals for higher levels of success. So it's been a while since my last video, and I just wanted to address some things I've been seeing in the media. So this is a hot take, a very off-the-cuff video, very casual, easy breezy. If you love it, great. If you don't, oh well, it's not that serious. You know what really made me want to make this video was Kiki Palmer. Palmer is experiencing another peak in her career. The past couple of years, she's nabbed major roles in theatrical films, partnered with a major label, hosted SNL, and recently starred in a hit movie, One of Them Days. During this new career wave, I started to realize that the kind of success Kiki wants has changed from years ago. Once content with just being able to fund her independent projects and being a working entertainer, now in my opinion she's set on reaching new levels of fame. Presently, it seems like she wants to be a millennial Oprah.
That's right, babe, but you're doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? You got your own money. You got your own car. You got your own house. Girl. You ain't nothing but a mini Oprah.
But instead of a talk show, she has a podcast where she has in-depth conversations with guests. And for the past few months, her podcast has been the place where celebs can casually air out the grievances the public has with them.
We're talking a large portion of my fans who are disenfranchised, who cannot get in the Volvo and go to therapy on the weekend. So you've got this highbrow Negro who is all up in the air with his nose up looking at everything. And then you got people like where I come from and me who are grinders, who really know what it's like, whose mothers and were caregivers for white kids and were maids and housekeepers and all of these beauticians that don't discount these people and say that their story don't matter. Who are you to be able to say which black story is important or should be told? Get out here with that bullshit.
Which has spawned viral clips that have helped bump her profile. In addition to that, I can tell Palmer wants to be taken more seriously. She's promoting her motherhood more. Her appearance has changed. She's constantly wearing bouffant hairstyles. Her wardrobe is more sophisticated, longer silhouettes, lots of black and whites with a little bit of color. Lastly, I want to add, Palmer just released a memoir sharing sage wisdom about her life lessons to the public. Funny enough, when she was promoting her book, that's when I decided to permanently distance myself from the multi-hyphenate. It was eye-opening seeing Kiki tap into the emotions of her audience. But wow, that woman knows how to work a crowd.
Stuff was going down, and I was trying to cool it down, okay? Come on. And I was like, look guys, we gotta all be together. We can't have all this drama. And one of the girls looked at me and she said, Kiki, don't. Who do you think you are? Martin fucking Luther King? And I was like, and bitch, really, I'm Malcolm. I'm just playing, y'all.
Hey, did it cross your mind though?
Real quick.
Okay.
But then I thought about, they did stuff for the kids. They was doing the school clubs. They wasn't out here fighting. And in that moment, she definitely gagged me. I was gagged. I said, Miss Mama's way. Did you just read me? Racially? Wow. I was gagged, I was floored. in that moment, I was like, okay, you know what? This is long. This is now, in the words of Toni Morrison, this is now becoming a distraction. And now I got to pull on out.
I gotta be honest, for the longest time, I found it endearing. However, at times, these emotional moments seemed very methodical.
It has taken so much for me to get to the point of saying, you get to tell my story and you don't get to tell their story. The truth is, my family drove 4 days and 3 nights to help their daughter pursue her dream. And she became a generational talent and she gave generational wealth to her family. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor.
Which left a bad taste in my mouth. It felt too insincere, too calculated. Nevertheless, that's not the only time I saw cracks in her image. A few years back, there was so much questionable behavior I saw between her and Darius. Mind you, I have a lot of issues with Darius. I don't think he's a good partner for Keke, but I'm going to focus on Keke's behavior during the messiest times in their relationships. I saw a red flag when Keke starred in Usher's music video, the boyfriend music video, after the infamous I'm a Mother controversy. So I'm just going to read off a quote BET made about the situation. Kiki Palmer's boyfriend, Darius Jackson, ignited a social media firestorm of controversy when he tweeted about the outfit she wore to Usher's Las Vegas residency show. Fans rallied behind the child star turned actress. It's the outfit though, you a mom, Jackson wrote on a Wednesday, June 5th tweet. A viral video of the 29-year-old star being serenaded by Usher. Palmer was dressed in a sheer black dress with a matching thong bodysuit. Okay. To clap back on the situation to make some coins, Palmer dropped I'm a Mother merch, which I thought was cute and funny, but soon after, Keke started in the Usher music video to further capitalize off the social media buzz, and I thought Keke was being distasteful, punching down on her partner, and milking the situation too much. Then there was a phone call video leak where Keke had her mother on the phone yelling at her boyfriend while she was creepily saying over and over again how mentally ill he was. It was super weird. It literally seemed like she was tweaking, and I don't know why her mother was involved. That situation made me think that maybe Keke might have some control issues along with an unhealthy attachment to her mother. Then a big red flag was when Keke took back Darius after she accused him of physically hurting her. Yeah, needless to say, this was a toxic relationship.
Trust me, I know.
Lately, Keke is more invested in achieving industry success as opposed to being an indie creative. I love the celebrity archetype Keke had. After True Jackson, she started to rebuild her career on social media. Back 10 years ago, the focus was her independent digital projects. In my head, she wasn't a typical celebrity. She was half content creator. Not fully part of the machine, content with just working on the peripheral. But knowing what I know now, I understand that back then, Keke venturing online was to help re-establish her in traditional media and give her a space to freely create. Since after True Jackson, she had a hard time finding a job. Now she's shifted into primarily focusing on the industry, leaving her indie projects by the wayside. Don't get me wrong, she still uploads on her YouTube channel, Key TV, but the engagements are at an all-time low.
This is a whole ass scam.
Her celebrity podcasts are uploaded on its own channel, though, and it does way better. With everything that's been revealed about the entertainment world, I believe the industry is inherently a vile institution that fosters vile activity. Seeing Keke actively level up in this space makes me weary. If you are someone who wants an Oprah level position, knowing what the industry is and knowing what that spot requires you to be, an industry darling or whatever, I gotta look at you funny. Chances are the higher up you get in the food chain, the shadier things get. And I gotta point out, Keke has been very vocal wanting to be in a position of ownership. She's done being the employee. She wants to really run the show at some point, which is understandable, but I just don't like that she has to be reliant on such a seedy institution to do that. Like, maybe I'm being naive, but surely there's another avenue that she can take outside the industry to be an owner or to be a boss, like the huge boss that she wants to be. I know Keke has her own production company, she has her own label, and she's using her channel as a network, making it a place for small creatives to show their material. Can she level up without the industry? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm being naive. And the way Hollywood is dying, it might not be able to take her to where she wants to go.
This is a whole ass scam.
Something else I want to point out are the opportunistic things I've peeped going on with Keke. During the fall of 2023, when the messiness was going down with her man, Keke was promoting her Big Boss Deluxe album, dropping singles around major incidents. So there's a part of me that thought that she was capitalizing off her scandals like she was doing with the Usher situation. To me, this is all sellout behavior. It's one thing to promote material months or years down the line, is another thing to promote material during the scandals. The milking of the situation was on another level, and I thought Keke was better than this. Again, all this behavior bred mistrust. Moreover, it made me question how badly Keke wanted success. Seeing that and seeing how she's making efforts wanting to get deeper into the industry, suffice to say, I'm permanently removing her from the pedestal I put her on. And I'm seriously thinking of divesting myself from her. It's not going to be a linear process. There might be hiccups, but I might just do it. So just to add more context, when all the drama was going down, Keke was promoting her Big Boss Deluxe album. And when it dropped on October 20th, 2023, she dropped a single to promote it called Ungorgeous. It's about a woman whose significant other is making her feel underappreciated, ungorgeous. You get it, right? She drops that October 20th. 2 weeks later, it comes out that Keke files a restraining order against Darius Jackson. The media is having a field day with this. The next week, the phone call leaks happen, and the media is having another field day with this. Everyone in that phone call leak is looking bad. I mean, her mom goes viral for saying that Usher was gay. It was a whole thing. I think 2 weeks after that, Keke is on the Soul Train Awards singing and performing Ungorgeous, that talks about a toxic relationship, like I mentioned prior. And she drops another single around that time called Seriously, which talks about a significant other playing mind games with her and them having to lay in the bed of lies that they created, or them suffering the consequences of their actions. So it's a bit on the nose. Okay, you're following me? So this is late November. And I'm just like, these are very coincidental. You know what I mean? This is very much planned. And I'm like, there's something off about this whole situation. It feels like an opportunistic situation. Like, it's just, things are lining up too well here. You know what I mean?
Or is it?
Finally, I want to talk about Coco Jones. Just like Palmer, she too is experiencing a career renaissance after going viral a few years back, sharing her struggles and how Disney dropped her, and finding it difficult getting her big break afterwards.
You know, girl, we didn't know it was all going down like this, you know?
Well, those days are far gone. Coco's got a hit song, a Grammy, and a role on a popular TV show, and is about to drop her debut album in April. Recently, she released a new single off her project, Taste. This is where I had some concerns.
And you know what? I ain't mad.
Taste's music video is very salacious. Well, it's kind of on the cusp of being salacious. It's elegant enough to be, well, tasteful. But there was a part of me that wondered why Coco went in this direction. She's known for her sad, gut-wrenching ballads. Sure, she's been wanting to do upbeat choreo-heavy songs, but why do the big choreo on the most suggestive song you've made, paired with the most scantily clad visuals you've ever put out?
And it didn't make sense to me.
Coco had been vocal about not doing anything she's uncomfortable with, and I believe she was okay with doing a video like this. Thing is, I'm speculating if she felt like she had to do something like this to gain momentum. It's kind of sad because in my opinion she doesn't need to do this, but like I get it at the same time. She needs some traction for her debut album coming out in like a month.
You know, when you are like scared to lose, you know, people's attention, so you're rushing. That's what I felt like I was doing.
She's sampling a popular song, Toxic, for this single. She's giving acrobatics and lingerie, along with amazing cinematography. Plus, it seems like it's getting the attention that she wants. The music video has gotten 100,000 views in a day, and it's currently around 300,000 right now. For an R&B song, that's amazing. So my parasocial relationship with Coco isn't as strong as it was with Keke. Keke used to be my role model. I grew up with her as a kid, whereas with Coco, I'm more casual with her in comparison. I remember when she dropped Just My Luck and I thought, hey, it's the girl from that decom. And ever since then, I've kept an eye on her. Part of the reason why Coco interests me is how adamant she is in getting success on her own terms, really taking her time to do things, to put out quality songs, to make the right career moves, and not to achieve success at the cost of her morals. She's made it clear about placing her values outside industry accomplishments, understanding that even though it's a passion of hers, it's a job at the end of the day.
Maintain an identity outside of all of these highs, because what I have learned is that if I attach myself and my self-worth to the highs, that if there is a low, I don't even know who I am. And remembering that at the end of the day, I love these things and these are my passions, but it's also a job. you know? And a job should not be able to determine my confidence.
Jones has lots of great talking points that I agree with. The tricky part though is seeing if she consistently puts her ethics into practice, because Jones thinks industry success is possible without giving up all of you, and I think otherwise. Well, it depends on the type of success you want, but maybe Coco can prove me wrong.
I hope to make history by breaking records and doing things that seem impossible.
However, pulling that racy move with taste makes me think that if Jones isn't careful, the industry could suck her in completely. But this is all speculation. For now, I'm going to be cautiously optimistic with Coco. She hasn't done anything to really turn me off from her. Part of the reason why I'm willing to give Coco a chance as opposed to Kiki is the difference in their goals. I think Coco wants to have a successful career, outdoing herself every era. These are modest aspirations compared to Kiki, who wants to be like billionaire Oprah or Tyler Perry. I mean, y'all know the saying, there's no good billionaire. And I have more grace with Coco in her industry aspirations because I get the feeling Coco can walk away from it all if she needs to. Kiki, not so much. Before I close out the video, let me know your process of celebrity divestment. Once I see them move funny, that's when I get real analytical. I may have my faves, but they don't have my undying loyalty. If they get caught up in something, I'm ready to hold them accountable, even throw them out with the trash if needed. If I were stronger, I'd have no faves, but alas, I'm a flawed person. Mind you, what you consider a sellout might differ from my qualifications because at the end of the day, it's based on what misaligns with your values, and the end goal is to have a healthy boundary with entertainers and cutting them off if you need to. I also think it's important to periodically take temperature checks on your faves because they could live up to your expectations and ideals at one point in their career, then further along switch it up, and at times it's hard to catch. The reason why I'm thinking of divesting from Kiki is because even though her messaging and her image stayed the same, I started to see how she didn't line up with her actions. Like her actions, she was moving funny. Sure, we're all flawed, I can forgive a mishap or two, but I noticed an opportunistic pattern with Kiki. That, along with her newfound prioritization of the industry, turned me off from her, which was disappointing. I mean, what made both Palmer and Jones very appealing to me was that these were very young black women who had standards and wouldn't do anything deplorable for a check. They had respect. We don't see too much of that right now, and I understand that there's worse celebs out there who do actual crimes, but that doesn't mean that the quote-unquote good ones are above reproach. We must be stingy with our attention and support. Well, as always, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you. Bye-bye.